For more than 3 millennia, the Vedas have guided Indian thought, ritual, and philosophy. They are the oldest Sanskrit scriptures. Rigveda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and Atharvaveda. Most scholars place their composition between roughly 1500 BCE and 500 BCE, with layers added over time. Dates are estimates and debated, but the influence is undeniable. The word Veda means knowledge. Each Veda has 4 layers: the Samhita or hymn collection, the Brahmana ritual explanations, the Aranyaka or forest texts, and the Upanishads, which explore deep philosophical questions. Together they map a journey from ritual practice to inward wisdom. Before writing, the Vedas were preserved orally for centuries. Teachers trained students with precise recitation systems. Padapata, word by word. Krama, linked pairs, and the elaborate jata and gana patterns. This oral tradition protected exact sounds, accents, and order. Scripts came later. The content remained remarkably consistent. Rigveda, the oldest collection, about 1028 hymns arranged into 10 mandalas. Likely composed around 1500 to 1200 BCE in northwestern India. It praises Agni, the sacred fire, Indra, the thunder-wielding champion, Varuna, guardian of cosmic order, and Soma, the ritual elixir. Beyond praise, it records questions, wonder, and early society. A famous hymn is the Nasadiya Sukta, the hymn of creation. It asks how the universe began and whether even the highest being knows. Another is the Gayatri mantra, addressing Savitar, the sun, seeking illumination of the intellect. These verses show curiosity, devotion, and philosophy living together. Rigvedic society appears pastoral and mobile, with chiefs, clans, and assemblies. Fire rituals bind community and cosmos. The language is Vedic Sanskrit, older than the classical Sanskrit of later literature. The Rigveda's influence echoes through Indian culture, poetry, and spiritual practice. Samaveda, the Veda of Melodies. Compiled after the Rigveda, around 1200 BCE. About 1,875 verses, most borrowed from the Rigveda, reorganized for singing during sacrifice. If Rigveda is the poetry, Samaveda is the music. Sama priests chanted specific tunes during ritual. This musical liturgy shaped the roots of Indian classical music. Through melody, devotion moved from spoken word to sung prayer. Sound itself became a sacred bridge between human and divine. Yajurveda, the Veda of sacrificial formulas and instructions. Dated roughly 1200-1000 BCE. It guides the officiating priest through each step of the yajna, the fire ritual. Where Rigveda offers hymns and Samaveda offers tunes, Yajurveda offers how-to. There are 2 main recensions: Shukla, white, Yajurveda, and Krishna, black, Yajurveda. The white version separates the verses from explanations. The black interweaves prose commentary. Texts like the Shatapatha Brahmana and Taittiriya Samhita belong to these traditions. Temple practices and domestic rites later inherit this ritual precision. Atharvaveda, the Veda of everyday life. Compiled around 1800 BCE, in 20 books, about 730 hymns. It includes prayers for health, protection, prosperity, and harmony. It addresses fears, hopes, and practical needs of ordinary people. Some hymns treat illness and healing, others ward off misfortune. It holds charms for domestic peace and social well-being. Many see links between Atharvavedic, ideas, and later Ayurveda, India's traditional medicine, though Ayurveda's classical texts come later. It completes the Vedic picture by honoring daily realities. Each Veda contains a Brahmana layer, prose texts explaining ritual meaning. They detail altar designs, offerings and timing, but also symbolism, how actions mirror cosmic order, called Artha. From Artha emerges the later ethical idea of Dharma, right order in life and society. Ritual becomes a way to align with the universe. The Aranyakas, or forest texts, transition from outer ritual to inner contemplation. They are for those leaving the bustle to seek insight. They ask, what is the essence behind symbols? How does the self relate to the cosmos? The Upanishads form the philosophical summit of each Veda. They seek the ultimate reality, Brahman, and the inner self, Atman. Their great statements include that thou art, and all this is Brahman. They turn the gaze inward, from fire on the altar to light in the heart. Key Upanishads by Veda. Rigvedic tradition includes Aitareya and Kaushitaki. Samavedic tradition includes Chandogya and Kena. Yajurvedic traditions include Brihadaranyaka and Isha, Shukla, and Taittiriya and Katha, Krishna. Atharvavedic tradition includes Mundaka, Mandukya, and Prashna. Indian tradition holds that the sage Vyasa divided a vast Veda into 4 for easier preservation. Historically, schools called shakhas maintained their own recensions. Though many shakhas are lost, surviving ones still recite with precision. This shows both diversity and continuity. Core Vedic practices include yajna, offerings into sacred fire. Agni is invoked as messenger, carrying offerings to the gods. Mantra, the charged sound formula, is central. Om becomes the seed sound, symbolizing the whole. Vedic astronomy and calendar science appear in the Vedanga Jyotisha. The 6 Vedangas, Shiksha, phonetics, Chandas, meter, Vyakarana, grammar, Nirukta, etymology, Kalpa, ritual rules, and Jyotisha, astronomy, support correct study and performance. They show how carefully the tradition guarded language, timing, and meaning. Precision was a form of reverence. In Indian history, the Vedas shaped later literature and life. The epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, the Puranas and Dharmashastras stand on Vedic foundations. Philosophical schools debated Vedic meaning while honoring its authority. The Vedas became both source and touchstone. The Samaveda's musical legacy flows into classical performance and temple chant. The Yajurveda's ritual clarity informs domestic rites, naming, marriage, and funeral ceremonies. Atharvavedic concerns with well-being echo in traditional healing and protective prayers. Rigvedic questions continue to inspire inquiry and devotion. Scholars debate exact dates and migrations, but agree on the antiquity of Vedic Sanskrit and ritual culture. Archaeology, linguistics, and comparative religion all add perspectives. What remains clear is the Vedas' living relevance. They are studied, chanted, and contemplated today. In yoga and meditation spaces, Vedic mantras are widely recited. Om Shanti 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 prays for peace in body, mind, and world. Ceremonies still light the sacred fire to mark life's passages. Ancient words meet modern lives. To recap, Rigveda, poetry and praise, questions and wonder. Samaveda, melody and devotion through song. Yajurveda, procedure and symbolism of sacrifice. Atharvaveda, care for the daily, the practical, the human. From hymn to melody, from ritual to philosophy, the Vedas chart a path. They begin with order in the cosmos and end with discovery of the self. They ask us to align action, word and thought. They invite us to know and to become. The Vedas are not only India's heritage, they are a human heritage of seeking truth. Across centuries, their sounds have carried meaning, hope, and inquiry. As we listen, we join a long conversation about life and the universe. May that conversation continue. If this journey helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for more explorations of Indian wisdom. Thank you for watching.